Hello everyone and welcome back to Sit Down with Sharni, where we get to know our Magpies netballers on a bit of a deeper level than what you just see on the netball court. So we've had some good guests so far, but today we have an amazing rising star in Nyah Allen. Nyah, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
No worries. Thanks for joining me. My gosh, I must say it looks like you're just in this bright, beautiful sunshine place at the moment.
Yes, it's lovely at the moment. Nice.
Yeah. It must be so nice getting out of the Melbourne winter.
Yeah, no, it's good. And being able to play up here is an extra bonus. So yeah.
Absolutely. Finally getting everything to go ahead and getting out there on court. But first of all, before we head into the on-court stuff, how is hub life?
Yeah, hub life is good. Being able to play 2 games a week and train every day is a netballer's dream. But also being up here, we're in the Sunshine Coast in Twin Waters, so we're just across from a beach, which is quite handy for recovery and downtime. We get to go to the beach and enjoy the warm weather.
Yeah, but don't enjoy it too much because we don't want you leaving us for the lightning, okay? So enjoy the sunshine, but then you need to be happy to come back to Melbourne.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Speaking of which though, which I only just found out, but your sister plays for Sunshine Coast Lightning.
Yeah, she's been with them. This is her 2nd year. And I'm a goalie, so we could play on each other at some stage. But she's out at the moment with a foot injury, so she'll miss the rest of the season, but hopefully be back soon for pre-season.
Yeah, but it must be nice considering, like you said, she's lived away last year. You were in Adelaide with the Thunderbirds before coming over to Collingwood. Are you able to see her whilst you're in the hub, or are all teams still separated?
We can see them bits and pieces, but still being careful of social distancing. So it's been good being able to catch up with her a couple of times a week whenever we have downtime. But still just making sure we focus on what we have to do and play. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure it would be tough even in regards to you would have different training schedules and when your games are. So it's not like you would have this, like the free time wouldn't be at the same time slot as the Thunderbirds, the Lightning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up playing with your sister. You said that you were in the same team as her when you were in Mount Gambier. So is it like a friendly fire, or is it really competitive between you both, or do you support each other in your own journeys?
A bit of both. We want each other to do well, but then we want to, we'll probably beat each other at the same time and do well ourselves. So, but it's been good being able to grow up practicing against her. She's a defender, I'm a shooter, and giving each other tips. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I think the fact that you've got that attacking and defender as the sisters, obviously I'm very different to my sister. I'm big and boisterous and she's the small hairdresser, really pretty. Are you the same in personalities as well, or are you quite different in personalities like you are on the court?
We've got the same interests, I suppose, but we are quite different in a way. We like to do the same things like healthy lifestyle, be active, which is quite good to have someone as well trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve. But yeah.
So as we said, so you grew up in Mount Gambier. How did your netball journey come to life? Like obviously you were with the Adelaide Thunderbirds before coming over here to Melbourne, but how were you picked up to go over to Adelaide? Did you play state league over there, or were you just playing in Mount Gambier? Tell us a bit about your childhood and growing up.
Yeah, so I started playing netball when I was 8 years old in Mount Gambier, and then the last year of playing in Mount Gambier, I played in like the senior A grade team as a 14-year-old, and then I decided to move to Adelaide as I sort of grew out and did everything I could in the country. I wanted to make the next step and push myself. So, I moved to Adelaide and lived with my sister when I was 14 and she was 17, so quite young, living with each other, because Mount Gambier is 4.5 hours away, so we would live by ourselves and our parents were still at home. So the first year in Adelaide, I played Premier League as a 15-year-old, and then just did state teams and then built my way up to be a training partner for Thunderbirds. And then I got offered the position at Collingwood and decided to make the move, which I'm very happy and grateful for.
Oh, absolutely. But I must say, as an 18-year-old, like, you come across so mature, but of course, by moving out of home at 14, that's huge. Like, who cooked dinners and how did you get to school?
Well, my sister moved last year to the Sunshine Coast, so I was living in Adelaide by myself in the city in an apartment, so I'd ride my bike and catch taxis to training. That's what I had to do, and that's what I did, and that's where it's led me to now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have time to have a job or anything on the side, or netball and school and everything was just taking over?
Yeah, I didn't have a job at the time. I was homeschooled, which made it so I could focus on netball and so I could focus more on netball. And homeschooling was more better for me. I didn't really enjoy school, and not very academic, so I could tailor my learning to what I liked. And I just had a tutor that sent me work, and I would catch up a few times a week with anything I needed help on.
Yeah, amazing. I'm just probably the most immature person going around, so I can't imagine having to be able to do that. Like, that's phenomenal. I lived at the Australian Institute of Sport and they cooked for us, they cleaned up after us, so I'm sure that you would make a very good housemate in there in isolation. And you said before you do have that healthy lifestyle. I've heard that you've been making smoothies for the girls, or you're a bit of a chef in there.
I brought my Thermomix and juicer. I fitted it into one suitcase, which was quite good. I just like to eat healthy and fuel myself so I can play at my best. But I've been teaching a few girls of what I do and how I cook and what I like to eat. So it's been quite interesting.
You said you fitted your Thermomix into your suitcase. For anyone at home, a Thermomix is like this big. How big is your suitcase?
It's a pretty big one, actually. So, that was one thing. I didn't bring as much clothes. I thought I might as well just buy clothes when I'm up here so I can fit my Thermomix.
It would have actually been really hard packing to go away. One, you don't really know how long you're going to be away for. But I'm glad that we're on the same train of thought in that food is always the highest priority. Am I right?
Yeah. Buy your clothes when you're up here.
Yeah. So hit me up. Like, I've got a Thermomix as well at home, but I definitely don't use it as much as what I should. What is your go-to smoothie?
I just make fruit smoothies. So I use coconut water for like electrolytes, and just fresh berries, banana, any sort of fruit, mango, and just squeeze it up in there and then just drink it out of a jar. Sometimes I add protein powder for extra protein, but yeah. I'm a veggie girl, so I've always got to chuck a bit more of the powder in just to help me get those muscles back. Swinging back to the netball side. So when you got the call from Rob Wright to come over to the Magpies, how did that go down? Were you excited? Was it hard to leave Adelaide, or talk us through that process? No, I was super excited. And I think within a couple of days of him contacting me, I was in Queensland at the time visiting my sister, so I flew down to meet him and we did a little one-on-one session on call, and I learned a lot from him, and I thought that the best thing for me would be to move to Melbourne with like what that Collingwood are about and the coaches and the players that I could learn off. I thought I would be silly not to move. So yeah, and obviously personally having been under Rob Wright as well when he was my coach at Swifts, I know his one-on-one sessions are phenomenal, so I know you would have got a lot out of that. But in one of your earlier interviews, you said, I've never quite met a coach like Rob. So
How was that experience for you, and how do you find him as a coach? What are you learning? How is he different to other coaches that you've had?
Yeah, I think he just thinks differently to a lot of normal Australian coaches. Thinks out of the square in different ways to do things that other people don't think. And I want to be different, and I think I can learn a lot from him, and he can make me a better netballer.
So it was obviously a tough loss from the girls on the weekend, super close game. How did you go? Like, how did the team bounce back from that?
Yeah, well, I think for us it's just consistency at the moment and getting the connections with each other. As we're quite a new team and haven't all played with each other for very long. But yeah, we won 3 quarters out of the 4, and just focusing on what we have to work on and just building on from here.
And so that's obviously what you'll be doing coming into Wednesday night's game against the Thunderbirds. Have you filled in the team on a bit of goss from the last couple of years, or how did you go there?
Well, yeah, we've got some team meetings coming up, but yeah, focus on what we can do as a team, and then maybe just a few little things that we can pick up from them to try to beat them.
Absolutely. And then obviously we've been talking about SSN because that's where we are now, but you are a member of the Aussie 21 squad as well, and they've got World Youth Cup in Fiji next year. Is that a goal of yours?
Yeah, it is definitely a goal of mine. It has been postponed to a later date, which we're not sure when it will be yet, but yes, just focusing on now what I can do and perform now with the opportunity I have, and then when it comes, obviously, yeah, try to get selected for that, because that is a big goal of mine as well.
At least you're at the right age, though. I would imagine there's probably some poor girls that are going to be 21 next year that are like, no, don't postpone it.
Yeah.
So you've got a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be good. And just so you know, like, no pressure, but my World Youth Cup team, we did win. So, you know, if you need any tips, give me a call.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hashtag here if you need.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. So that's a wrap on all of the netball stuff. I just like to play a bit of a fun game with my guests before you leave today. So I'm just going to play a game called Who is the Shooter? And so you have to guess their last name and what country they played for. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah,
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. All right. So yeah, I think you'll be right with most of these. Okay, Maria.
Flower from New Zealand.
Yes, very good. Tick. Catherine.
Cox from Australia.
Yep. Yes. And then there's another Catherine as well.
Latu.
Yep. Yes. And where did she play before New Zealand?
As in a country or?
Yep.
Oh gosh, I don't actually know.
It's an island near New Zealand.
Oh?
Yes.
Yes.
Good work. This one's an older player, and her first name is Margie. This one's a tricky one. She was the assistant coach for the Australian team when I was there.
I don't know her last name. Is she Australian?
Yeah, Margie Caldo. Oh. I just thought, I didn't know any netballers growing up, so I just thought I'd help the education. Yeah. Natalie.
Medhurst for Australia.
Yeah. Good one. Helen.
Housby from England.
Yep, very good. And Shanice. This one's a hard one too.
I haven't even heard of her before.
She is Jodie's teammate.
Oh, so she's Jamaican?
Yeah. So the goal attack for Jamaica, Shanice
Beckford, yeah.
Yeah. And last one, Sharni.
Wait, A shooter? Is it you?
No, I just wanted to put myself in there because I felt missed out. And then Nyah.
Yeah. Allen.
Yay! Good work. You officially know all of your goal attacks, so well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on board and sharing all of Nyah with us. Actually, last question. Where is the name Nyah from?
I'm not too sure. My parents were watching Mission Impossible 2 and one of the characters was Nyah. And yeah, that's where they got my name from.
Wow, I actually love that. I thought it was going to be something really exotic, but do you know what? If Tom Cruise is involved, I'm all about it. So,
Yeah.
and Mission Impossible might be your new nickname.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Nyah. Good luck against the Thunderbirds on Wednesday night, and continue to keep growing and rising and playing your part for the team, which you're doing perfectly.
Thank you so much.
No worries. See ya.
Yeah, bye.